It's Jeremy Glowacki here, Editor-in-Chief of Projector Central. I'm here at InfoComm 2025 in Orlando, Florida. And this is a bit of a photo op for some reason for people. I guess it's the thing to do these days with the selfie culture that we live in. But we're gonna go inside and we're gonna look at all the latest projectors and projector screens available for the commercial market. And sometimes there's a little residential crossover as well. So let's go inside and see what we got. Hey, I'm here with Brian at Optima, and we're talking about a really nice new projector. It's an award-winning projector, and it's specifically designed for immersive museum and simulation applications. So, Brian, tell me a little bit about the idea behind the development of this projector, what you're trying to achieve from a resolution standpoint and performance standpoint.
Sounds good, yeah. I'm glad that you are here with us, Jeremy, and thank you for giving us this chance to talk about the projector. This projector is a new development. It's using the HEP DLP design, which is high efficiency DLP pixel. And that is a lot better for colors, refresh rate, and contrast ratio. Also, it has the new 4K resolution, so it's 3840 by 2400, or we call it UHD Plus. And that allows a 16 by 10 aspect ratio, and it's great for immersive applications where you want to have more height on the image, right?
Okay.
It's still keeping a 4K image, but with more height and on the coverage of the image.
Okay.
So the application is for interchangeable lens, like you said, museum, immersive applications. We have an ultra short through lens, which is the one that we are showcasing today. This is a lens that has zoom. It has motorized focus and also lens shift. So we are really, really happy to showcase in this projector during InfoComm.
And you were telling me earlier that this has up to 10 interchangeable lens options then besides the short throw here?
That's correct. Up to 10 interchangeable lens. It ranges from 0.34 to 1 up to 8.6 to 1.
Okay. And let's talk a little bit about the mapping integration here. So you've got the partnership with Heavy M.
That's correct, yeah.
And we're mapping to the Optima logo here, so you can just see a little bit of fun going on. It's a nice little visual. So what can we talk about with that in regards to the mapping?
Yeah, no, I mean, basically we're trying to showcase applications where projection is valuable. I mean, we've seen a lot of LED displays in the show, and we also do direct view LED displays, but we want to make sure the customers understand the value of projector, how you can fold the light and make this kind of mapping technology with softwares like Heavy M to be able to enhance and interact. This is kind of VJ software, so you can have music at the same time, timelines, and add your mapping applications and different masks and schemes into the logo. So you can see that the raster is kind of there, and we are just outputting these images right on the Optima logo.
And is this how new is this projector in the line? Are you shipping at this moment already?
So we are launching and announcing during InfoComm today. We'll be shipping from July.
Okay, great. Well, thank you very much for this. Anything that I didn't ask you that would be important to know, or do we kind of cover it all?
I think we covered most of it, but it's I just want to enhance that it's just a great compact design projector.
Yeah.
4K laser technology, and we are a big solution provider to the market.
Well, thank you, Brian. Really appreciate your time.
Hey, nice to meet you. Bye-bye.
Nice to meet you too. So we're here at the Barco booth, and I'm talking to Frederick. And Barco has a bit of a story to tell in terms of a progression of size and capability in their booth. And we're going to let Frederick kind of tell us the story about the single chip up to the 3 chip.
Yep.
And so what model do we have here to start with, and where is it best to apply?
Yeah, so this is the G50. It's our most compact and lightweight model. And what is quite unique about it is that it still has an interchangeable lens. So typically these compact projectors, they come with a fixed lens.
Yeah.
In this situation, because the lens is interchangeable, you can get exactly the throw ratio you need for your setup, so that's nice. It also comes with a very high energy efficiency, so to keep your electricity bill low. And overall, recently we also got it HETMA certified, so it means that, you know, those people confirm that it's a unit very well fit to be used in schools and in universities.
Okay.
We also see people using it in multi-channel applications because it also has blending and warping on board, so it can be used in a very wide range of applications. It's a white UXJ projector and it has 3 different brightness levels, so you have a 6000, 7000 and an 8000 lumen version available.
Okay. Yeah. Great. And then as we step up in the line, we go to the 1600.
The i600.
i600.
Yes.
Yeah, I did that before.
Yes.
We made a mistake in our review where I saw it as
correct.
the 1600, and I'm still doing it. So thank you for correcting that.
Okay.
So we're tell us how the step up occurs here in terms of resolution and brightness.
So the i600, here we go to 4K UHD resolution, so it's a step up in terms of resolution, but also in terms of brightness. So again, we have 3 different models, one at 10,000 lumen, one at 15,000, and one at 8,000 lumen. So again, depending on the kind of application you have, you can choose exactly what you need. And what is really nice about this one is it has really excellent colors. So if you put it next to another projector, for example, if you put it next to the G50, you'll see that very nice and vivid colors.
Right.
It also has interchangeable lenses, of course, and we have a full length range available as well. So we have those ultra short throw lenses with a throw ratio of 0.37, and then the next lens is a 0.5, and then we go all the way to 7.4 to 1. So again, whatever you need, you can always find the throw ratio you want. What is also nice on this one is it has an optional input slot. So the default model has this second slot empty, and then depending on the kind of setup you want to do or the kind of business you're in, you can choose a card that fits the needs of your market. So if you're into rental and you need an SDI slot, that kind of slot is available.
Okay.
Or if you want to do more like VR stuff, like 3D stuff, there's an extra card with extra DisplayPort input, so all of that is available here. Yeah.
Great, and this is the one Brian Nadel reviewed for us.
Yes,
so,
correct. That's yeah.
Seeing it in person, much larger than I imagined. It's a beautiful projector, but not massive. We go up in size as we walk down the line here. We're going to fight for some space here, but
so if we move up in on the brightness scale, we get now into 3-chip DLP territory, and this is the UDM, and this one goes up to 30,000 lumens. So it's a big jump from the 15 here all the way to 30. This projector shares the same lenses with the even bigger one, the QDX.
Okay.
So it's quite often used in the rental market.
Okay.
And so they have been made to be quite ruggedized. So we know that people will move them around in flight cases and they will be used on shows, not always handled carefully.
Yeah.
So we take special care for that. Also in this market, it's important that people can easily fix stuff. So we come up with a modular design. They can take out a module, put in something else, and it will work. Also, a lot of attention to air filtering. For example, we know that our customers like to use them in the Middle East because they know these ones keep running thanks to the filters, because you know there's a lot of dust and dirt. And so when they come back from the show, they just clean the filters and they know they're ready to go again the next time.
Great for maintenance.
Also, again, with the optional input slots shared with the i600. So if you have a card on this one, you can also use it there.
Okay, great. Well, let's move on, keeping on pace now.
Sure.
Since there's an audience over here at the end, we're going to look at what's not a projector, and this looks like something unique. I wouldn't know, but it's a liquid to liquid cooler, external cooler. So
Yes.
how does that actually work with keeping the internal workings of a projector cool, being a separate box like that?
So the QDX, it's a big projector. It goes all the way up to 45,000 lumen, and that kind of projector produces quite a bit of heat. Not massive, but if you want to install 3 or 4 of these in a small room, it tends to heat up quite quickly. So what we've came up with is these external coolers. You connect them with a pipe to the projector, and about 65% of your heat is actually exhausted through this unit itself.
Okay.
So what you can do then is this one you have in the room, and then the external cooler you put it somewhere else where it doesn't matter that it heats up, or you put it in a room where you have a lot of air conditioning. That way you can keep your projection room nice and comfortable for the people who are there. And also it reduces the noise level a little bit, so that's always nice as well.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Now the QDX still has fans in it as
Yes.
well for
Yep.
an individual situation, so you don't necessarily need the external.
Correct.
but-
So it really depends on what kind of setup you want to make.
And QDX is the award winner for Best of Show for
Sure.
Projector Central.
Yep.
The newest one of the bunch here,
Correct.
I believe.
Yeah, the most recent one.
Most recent introduction.
And it's actually available in different models. So we have in terms of resolution, there's a wide U version, there is a 4K UHD version, and the new one that we're introducing here is a native 4K. So our customers, we give them the option, like depending on what you need, you can choose the right resolution for your application. So, for example, this unit is often used for projection mapping on a building.
Right.
There you don't need those very high resolution, because anyway, you won't see it.
Yeah.
So there we recommend, for example, go for the wide U or maybe the 4K UHD. If you have like application where people want to see really fine details, that's where you can come in with a native 4K version. So,
Sure.
really flexible in terms of application and what is the best fit. Yeah.
Now, would you see projection mapping applications for this, for outdoor building sort of mapping?
Yep.
So these are very long throw lens capabilities.
Correct, yeah.
And
So
that's
also, like all our other platforms, a full range with ultra short throw lenses all the way to a very long throw. So whatever you want to do, you'll be able to find what you need. Typically.
great. Well, thank you, Frederick. I really appreciate the
pleasure.
overview. We had a lot to talk about, and you've done a great job of keeping us on schedule. So InfoComm's a busy place. Hope you have a great rest of your show. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
So we're here at the Ricoh booth at InfoComm with Scott, and we're talking about the UHL 3660. Not maybe your obvious commercial AV show projector, being an ultra short throw, it's part of that, but it's kind of plays either in residential or commercial, right? So,
That's right, Jeremy. It really does. You can use this in a business environment, or if you want the ultimate home theater, this can produce up to a 160-inch screen at just 14 inches away from the wall.
very nice. So what else makes this particular projector unique for Ricoh versus other projectors similar on the market?
It's a great question. So this new projector truly is unique. It's got 6,500 lumens, which means you can leave the lights on. Here at the trade show, we've got some really bright lights, and the screen is crystal clear. It's a 4K screen, so it produces a 4K image, and we do that through a very unique 4K pixel shift, which is double the next nearest competitor. We also have what we call OptiBright technology. This basically includes a dual laser light source and phosphor wheel combination that allows us to produce those 6,500 lumens, but it also produces a projector that can last up to 40,000 hours. And that's maintenance free. There's no need for a filter. There's no need, of course, for a light change because this is a DLP laser projector.
And it's available now. It's out there for sale.
It is available now. And if you compare this to 4K output projectors that can do an ultra short throw, we're talking double the price or more. So at a street price of right around $6,700, it's an amazing value for businesses, house of worship, museums. We're seeing these used in immersion environments.
Okay.
So now I can create a true 3D environment by blending together 3 of these units in a room. It really is the wave of the future. We're going to see these in museums. We're going to see these in libraries. It really is the future, but it's available right now.
Very good, Scott. Thank you so much. Appreciate the overview. Good talking
Jeremy,
to you.
thank you very much. Have a great show.
You too.
Thank you.
Okay, we're here with Jaime at the Elite Screens booth, and we have a product that's so new that they had to shoot photography for the award nomination, and it is a Projector Central Best of Show award winner. What I think was really unique about this was the ceiling light ambient rejecting screen aspect to it, but there's a lot more to it in terms of the support and all of that. So tell us a little bit about this brand new product.
Well, thank you guys, Jeremy, and for Projector Central for the award. And yes, this is a screen that has been actually asked by our customers a lot in terms of portability for ultra short throw solutions. They don't want to lug a big LCD TV panel and an enormous size such as this, 123 for example. And like you were saying, this has a lot of good features from ceiling light, ambient light rejecting. As you can see here, with a typical matte white screen, the colors are just completely washed out. And so this gives the customer the opportunity to just quickly raise this from its base, and that's it. They're good to go. Set their projector up and get a giant, enormous image that they can.
I failed to say the name, didn't I? It's the Fluorizer Pro Dark UST 3, and obviously the Dark UST tells you what it is there, but the Fluorizer as well. Some of the stability features to this, things that is being a portable screen, you can pack it up, but then you want it to be stable when you actually have it rise up. So what are the other mechanical features here?
Yeah, so we also have some foot cups at the bottom and a middle base long foot that stabilizes the housing. And if you have it in maybe like an uneven surface with the cups that are at the bottom, you can rotate them so they can be balanced and leveled.
And the screen options, size-wise, there are different options there?
Yeah, so the screen material is a Dark UST 3, as you mentioned. It's a brand new material, which is perfect for the trade shows and bright lit environments. And right now we will have it in a 103 and a 123 inch in this particular format, okay. Fluorizer Pro. And the cool, neat feature about this too is that it has a built-in screen tension system on the end. So in case it needs that extra tension, you can simply adjust it and it'll pull it even more to make an even better ripple-free image.
Very nice. Okay, that's not the only thing on display here at InfoComm. What we have next door to this projected screen, we've got the Presenter Pro. And what makes this unique projector?
This is another portable solution for ultra short throw, bright room environments. And this one is capable of going up to 150 inch diagonal in a pack up nice way as well.
Okay.
It's a folding frame system with this nice drape kit, and it basically attaches to the frame, which just unfolds effortlessly and attaches to it. So you are able to get up to 150 inch diagonal for ultra short throw projector solutions. So we're trying to tackle that niche market where they need a bigger size, but they don't have the space to do it using a standard throw projector. And now that the ultra short throws are getting bigger, they're making them bigger, not just 120, limited to 120, but now they can go up to 150. So we're trying to catch up to them as well.
So you're at a commercial show with InfoComm here. Obviously, you're in the home market as well. And so who are the folks here that you're seeing so far at InfoComm?
Well, we're seeing a lot of the training and the rental and the government and schools and churches who are looking for these types of solutions because, they don't want to wheel a big flat panel, or even if they have one of those built in with the cards and all that, they're still too much for them, So this is a perfect solution for them.
Well, thank you very much for the overview. Appreciate it.
No problem at all.
Have a great rest of your show.
Thank you very much, Jeremy.
All right, take care.
All right, you too.
So I'm here with Joel at the Christie booth, and one of the things I love about this booth is how the visuals are presented in a very unique way here. And this is a single chip DLP.
It is, yeah.
That is called the Jazz series, which is something I can actually remember. I can never get these model names right off the top of my head. So why is it called the Jazz series? Maybe that'd be fun to talk
it's a
about.
good question. So one of the things when we basically brought this product out, it's based on a brand new DMD from Texas Instruments, which is a smaller DMD, and it allows us to make a product that is still in the 20,000 lumen range, but in a form factor that's about 25% smaller than anything we've done in the past. It's also lighter, it's more efficient, it's got good contrast, and we just thought all these things are like, you know, like I don't know, it felt like it had a musical feel to it. So
Sure.
we did an internal discussion with our staff. You know, we had some voting. What do you think are good names for a series? And Jazz was the winner, and we were all like, yeah, that's cool. So we ended up going with the Jazz in terms of the product name. But effectively, this new product, we actually launched it at ISE, but it's North American debut here.
Okay.
We're actually showing it at InfoComm for the first time, and we offer it in this form factor. In 4 different models. So we have 2 models that are W resolution 1920 by 1200, and then we have 2 models that are pixel shifted. So we take that 1920 by 1200, we pixel shift it to give you the UHD plus resolution.
Okay.
So we have in those 4 models, we have a 18,000 and 24,000 lumen for WU, and we have a 16,000 and 21,000 for UHD plus 4K. So this happens to be the 4K 2100, so it's our top end 4K model. But you can see the form factor, and as I said, we're doing it on a 3D production sculpture here, so you don't necessarily get to see the contrast. But if you're actually seeing this content like a more traditional application, this is the best contrast we've ever seen on a single chip product, and that has a lot to do with the technology advancing that's in this projector in terms of the HEP DMD.
And you've obviously had these available or visible since launch since ISE, which
That's
is
right.
February.
That's right, yeah.
Are they fully shipping?
Yeah, we've
customers?
already sold a bunch into the market. It's being very, very well received by the customers. I'm going to say it's complementing a previous series we had called HS, which was a larger version based on a bigger DMD, which we still sell, but we're seeing the majority of our customers are now gravitating towards this because it is smaller, it's less expensive. And the nice thing, what we tried to do is, we know that a lot of our customers are longtime loyal customers, and they might have one of our HSs that they've had, because we've had the HS for 7 or 8 years. They've gotten to the point where like, hey, we're thinking about changing. We saw your new Jazz. Can we use our lens? Yes, you can.
Okay.
So the lenses are compatible.
Nice.
However, because it's a different size DMD, what ends up happening is, let's say you were using this in a close application or something like that, and your lens throw was, 0.38 to 1. That now the lens throw is going to be 0.46 to 1. So you can keep your lens, but you have to move your projector back a little bit because the lens throw is a little bit longer now, right?
Oh, okay.
However, we understand that the future of a lot of these products is going to be using these 0.8 DMDs. So we're also researching new lenses that we want to offer for this. So we've got a tech preview of our 0.38 lens, same throw ratio that we had before, that's specifically designed for Jazz, that we're going to be launching in November to go along with this as well.
Very good. Now we've got one more stop to go to, so we're gonna head that way now.
Sounds great.
And when I see this is what I think of as Christie, right?
Yeah.
Like the big, massive projector. We were looking at a downsized single chip. This is a 3-chip.
Correct.
This is a behemoth that you'd have in a massive, large venue scenario.
Yeah, so think of this product as something that's typically used for commercial applications. So the kind of thing you project, you'll see where they're lighting up maybe an ice rink or something with a pre-game show. We're doing projection mapping on a large building or a structure where you really need to have that punchy image or so on, right?
Yeah.
So the Sapphire series is basically a new addition to our product line. It's the first high brightness hybrid projector on the market, and a lot of people tell me, what does hybrid mean? So we've had our Griffin series of products for many years now. It's kind of our top of the line product, which reaches Rec 2020 color space. The downside of our pure RGB is that there are certain things you can't do with it. So if you were to try to project, let's say on a rear projection screen, you're gonna get a lot of laser speckle, like pink mosquitoes everywhere kind of thing, right? And so for some applications where customers wanted to do that, we didn't have a good solution. The other gap that we had in our product line is we had a very successful product called Boxer that we sold for years. We sold hundreds of thousands actually. And some of those customers came to us, they saw the Griffin, they're like, wow, these are great, but we're using Infotech 3D. So let's say you go to a theme park and you go on some of those rides, you put on those glasses in 3D. That's a type of technology that is not compatible with pure RGB projection. So we wanted to fill that gap, but at the same time, we didn't want to come out with just a standard laser phosphor projector because that's what everybody has, and we came out with something which we feel outperforms all laser phosphor projectors on the market. It's not quite hitting the Rec 2020 of our flagship Griffin series, but it's hitting P3 color space. But we believe in trying to keep our products compatible as much as possible. So we made sure that the lenses that are used on this series are the same as Boxer and Griffin, which is our 4K native lenses. This is a 1.38 inch DMD, so native 4K projector. It's also 3 chips, so you get all the benefits of 3 chip as well to go with that. And some of the other things we want to do is we wanted to bring the latest, greatest electronics, right? So we in rental staging, there's still a lot of people who use these types of projectors for large events, trade shows, that kind of thing, and a lot of them prefer to use HD SDI, so we have full-size HD SDI. We have the standard HDMI and DisplayPort, but with the high bandwidth of signals, now we have HDMI 2.1 and DisplayPort 1.4, which are cables that allow you to take a 4K 120 hertz 10-bit signal on a single cable, which you couldn't do before. So we've added those electronics on there as well. So it's basically all the modern technology that we have accessible to us today in a platform that's doing something that nobody else is doing right now.
Well, that's beautiful, and we're proud to have given you an award.
Yeah, we're glad you guys gave us the award. We're really proud of this one, and I think it's not only gonna allow some customers who weren't able to work with RGB projectors to come work with us, but existing customers who want to expand their fleet or their products into this platform. It's an easy transition if they have either Boxers or Griffins as well.
Great. Well, thank you so much. Really
You're welcome.
Appreciate the overview.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you very much.
So I'm here with Wendy Cox at Daylight, the La Grande AV booth. So we want to talk about an award-winning screen. It's won the Projector Central Award for Best of Show, and it's the Parallax Thin.
Yes.
So tell us, what are the features that make this screen unique for your company?
Sure. So there's a couple of things that make this particular product unique. One is its thin bezel frame that is very easy to install, very thin. So when the screen's not under projection, it looks very much like it's a flat panel on the wall, which is what a lot of our customers are used to seeing. But the benefit here is that you can go much larger in size. So in 16:9, you can go to 120 inch diagonal, and in 21:9, you can go to 152 inch diagonal. So the particular screen material that we're using is called Parallax Pure UST 0.6, and this material is designed for ultra short throw projectors where you're projecting from the table up. So very nice for like credenza applications, residential, different types of applications. But one of the really big benefits here is we had a Parallax Thin product in the past, but it's shipped as one solid rigid screen. So if you got a 120 inch screen, you got a 6 foot by 10 foot crate, which is massive. With this, they all break down and ship small enough to go parcel. So very convenient, very easy to install, very easy to transport, and then you still get this big, beautiful image.
When you get to a certain screen size, you're getting competitive. If you're down a certain size, you're competitive with flat panels. So when you go larger, part of the advantage is that you can actually get it into a room. You can get through a doorway. But that rigid screen, not so much. So this is a great opportunity for that, for travel, or for shipping. So great. Well, congratulations on the award.
Thank
and
you
nice new product. Looks beautiful.
Very much. All right.
We're going to move on to the next stop then.
Okay, great.
Okay, so now we are looking at the Myriad Reveal with Sightline.
Yes.
So tell us about what this motorized screen accomplishes, why it's unique.
Sure, certainly, thank you. So the Myriad product line is a new electric screen line for Daylight. We're looking here at the Myriad Reveal, which means it's a wall or ceiling mounted screen. We also have Myriad Conceal, which is a ceiling recessed version. We have ranges right now from 14 to 16 foot wide that are currently shipping, and these smaller sizes under 14 foot will be shipping later this year. So one of the things that's really unique about this product is we've kind of taken the best of all of the electric screen models we've made over the years and combined them. So very easy installation features, automatic side-to-side adjustment, leveling built in, all of those things to make installation of, we know screens are difficult because they're big and they're heavy, so try to make those easier to install. And then we're adding our Sightline cable drop feature. So this screen has 3 cables, so you can adjust it anywhere from 0 all the way down to 10 feet, and that's done on site. You don't have to order it specifically how you want it done. You just adjust it on site to anything that you want. So makes it very simple.
So the way the cablings, for just to understand that better, that allows you to have it appear to be floating on the wall. You don't really see the cables.
Right, so you can adjust it exactly where you need your viewing height to be. And in the past, this above here would be just what we call black drop,
right,
which is fine, but it's a little ugly, and you have to know ahead of time exactly what you want. I need 28 inches, I need 34 inches. Now with Sightline, you just order it. There's no customization needed, no longer lead times or anything, and you adjust it in the field exactly what you want.
Okay, and it's a developing product line, so what is on the roadmap for more to go on?
I love it. Perfect question. So as I mentioned, the smaller sizes are launching later this year, and then the last part of this project is over 16 foot up to 24 foot in width. Okay. So we'll be bringing in all of the same installation features, Sightline cable drop in that larger range of screens.
And materials vary as far as the screen color?
Yeah, for screen surfaces, the one we have here is called HD Progressive 1.0. So a very common one gain pure white material, typical for classrooms and conference rooms. But we also make this with what we call our Parallax Stratus material. And that material is an ambient light rejecting surface. So you've got a room like this with tons of ambient light, or you've got windows or things of that nature. Parallax Stratus allows you to still do projection in large sizes without losing that brightness and good quality image.
Well, very good. Thank you very much for that overview.
Awesome.
Great talking to you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so we're at the Vividtech booth now with Ed, and he's going to tell us about 3 new projector models in this line. And we've got not that many places we've stopped have 3 new introductions. This is a pretty big deal for the show. So where do we want to start? Right here.
So
next
here
to us.
we have our DK8155Z. This is a 4K resolution projector. It's putting out 15,000 lumens, and it has both blue and red lasers. The image that you're seeing is on a 120-inch screen under full show lighting, and I think the image kind of speaks for itself.
Yeah, it looks really bright and great. So the red and blue lasers allow more color accuracy?
Correct.
Right?
That is correct.
Okay, and anything else in terms of feature set that would be important to know, or applications where this would
both,
be really
you
good?
know, it has lens shift, geometry correction, all of the things that everybody's come accustomed to these days.
Yeah.
And then, of course, multiple lenses, so we can install this projector just about anywhere you want.
Okay.
So we can go all the way down to like a 0.38 up until the 8.4.
All right. And where are you seeing the applications being most popular for this particular product?
For this particular product, it's really where you've got large screen and a lot of ambient light.
Yeah. Okay.
So we sell a lot into corporate, into higher education, and also house of worship.
Okay. Very good. Well, let's move on over to this much bigger body size here, which I'm assuming means it's more powerful and brighter.
It is the brightest single chip projector on the market. So we're at 30,000 lumens. Again, we've got the blue and red lasers. So again, the color accuracy is really up there. Multiple lenses, as always. This one does require 208 to 240 volts to get full brightness, just because the amount of power.
Okay.
It is WUXGA resolution, and this is our DU9059Z.
Glad I let you say that, because I always get hung up on these product model names, but very good. And it again, we've got a bigger screen showing
This
off
is a
here.
159-inch screen.
Yeah, very nice. We'll step down just a bit here, and we've got...
So again, another new model. This is our DK5153. It comes in both a black and white chassis. It's a 4K resolution and has 6,200 lumens.
Okay.
So
Great.
more of an entry level into the high bright 4K needs.
Right. So I didn't ask you applications for this particular
Applications here are very similar to what the previous
Yeah.
one was. So higher education, house of worship, and of course much larger screen sizes.
Did you do mapping?
We do.
With those, yeah. And then when we go to more of the entry level, quote unquote.
So this is what I would call more of a crossover projector.
some home cinema type of
It can
stuff.
cover anything from somebody that wants it in their home where they don't have a dark home theater type environment and want to pair it with an ALR screen and have ambient light like we're seeing now,
Sure.
to a corporate conference room, again to the smaller house of worship screens,
Right.
and education as well.
Yeah, and again, you're not covering the booth. We're
That's
seeing
correct.
full ambient light from bright trade show lighting, and they're really performing well. This is what great test. So
Yes.
well, thank you so much for bringing us through the line. And
All right, you're
anything
welcome.
else you want to say about the show? How's it been going?
Show's been good.
Yeah, same here.
It's definitely been worth attending and seeing all the old friends.
That's great. Well, nice talking to you. I appreciate
All right.
your time.
Thank you.